You're so hung up on having my in your mouth, what, 10 years ago? Get over it. Stop harassing me. Stop harassing my nigga. You are obsessed and you are sick in the head.
You watching the brat. ChesaTheBrat, yeah. Get a subscriber tab. ChesaTheBrat. ChesaTheBrat. ChesaTheBrat.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, girl, what are you doing? Literally,
what are you doing?
Have you not heard? When you subscribe to me, you get a fatter ass, you get a bigger bank, you get that nigga you was plotting on.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of y'all are probably disappointed in me just simply reading this title, but I'm not even gonna keep explaining myself when it comes to these type of situations, because I feel like if you know, you know. If you're an OG, you know that I don't just be getting down for no reason. I don't be putting hands on people for no reason.
I have.
Let me take that back. I have, especially in my younger years. But this situation, the beef is old beef. Like the expiration date on this being over with. Like, this beef is ancient history. You know, God tests you, the universe tests you, and sometimes you fail the test, okay? And I'm not super proud of it, but in this instance too, I feel like there's literally nothing I could have done besides what I had to do. And you will probably understand when we get to that part of the story. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the story time. If you're not tapped into my Patreon, I'm going to be posting some videos on Patreon soon. More receipts, videos, and things that I cannot show on here, just for anybody who has ever wondered, like, oh, I want to see something happen. I want to see you know, more receipts of what you got going on, and of course story times where I can give the details on stuff that I cannot mention in my videos here, because some of the details just be a little bit too much for YouTube. With what's going on in the world right now, I know a lot of you guys might be struggling, as well as some mothers out there, and I wanted to help out some of my subscribers, single mothers specifically as well, just with food and anything that you may need. So I wanted you guys to go ahead and hit me in my DM. I'm going to be helping some of you guys out. I'm not rich at all by any means, but if I can help some of my subscribers and some of my supporters out, I definitely will, especially with what's going on right now as far as, you know, benefits and things like that. I don't want to get too much into it because this is YouTube at the end of the day, but if you are in need at all, hit me in my DMs. I'm going to be helping some people out on there. So let's go ahead and jump into this video, y'all. So this story time is part of my girl era or whatever, my fruity era, my alphabet era.
I got no problem with all them with the alphabets at all.
Or whatever. A lot of you guys said that you wanted girl era, more story times of me dealing with women, because if you're new here, I am the B in LGBT. And that's been something that's been known on this channel for, like, I'm pretty sure since I started, but I don't have too many story times of just that era. It's not necessarily an era because I'm still attracted to women
To this day.
but I am in a relationship with a man, so that's why I call it my girl era, because obviously I was dealing with women before I got with my man. This one has to do with a girl, and it's not gonna seem like it's my girl era like until a certain part of the story time, but stay tuned for, like, just listen to the whole thing, because we will get to that portion of the story time for those who really wanted a girl era video. This is that, and this also is another stalker story time situation, and we're going to jump into it right now. So I want to take a blast in the past. Let's rewind all the way to, I want to say, I don't even know, y'all know that I'm starting to just give y'all like a ballpark, because my brain, my frontal lobe is developing. I'm about to be 25 in April, and I'm losing memory as far as like pinpointing exactly when some of these things happen. But I do know this was my like later teen years. Y'all know the, well, a lot of my teen years I was in and on and off of dealing with people, and, you know, tired of relationships, getting played and all that fun stuff. But this was a specific time that I remember I was so off that, like, I did not want to deal with another nigga playing with me. There was this boy, and he did go to my school. I was cool with him, and he was cute. I'm not gonna lie, he was cute, but he was one of those boys who, like, I don't know, I just felt like he might have just been better off as my friend at the time, because I don't know, like, I again wasn't in the mind space of looking for something at this time, and I did know him for a lot of, like, he's one of those boys where I've known him for a long time at school or whatever, and he had ended up voicing to me that he was about to be moving schools, or like I don't know if he said he was moving schools or if he was just, yeah, he was moving schools because he wasn't finna be going to my school no more. So he was telling me like, I really want you to let me take you on a date, like especially before I move. I do drive, so even if I move, it's not like we can't keep talking, but I just been dying to take you on a date. I know you're not like probably looking for something serious right now, but I just like, he needed that. He's basically saying like, I don't know what you want, Chesa, but I need that, and I need that from you now. Like, I need that now. So I kind of just told him like, we had a very flirtatious vibe, and I did like him. I'm not going to lie to you, I did like him. We're friends, and I'm telling you about these niggas that have like dogged me out, and he's always been like, you know,
I would never do you like that, queen. Like, I would never do you like that, queen.
So I end up telling him like, you know what, if you're really trying to pursue me, as long as you are not going to play in my face, like we can take it slow, we can go on some dates, like we don't even have to rush, you know, dating or anything like that. Just be honest with me. If you're talking to another, I don't care. Like, I got to a point where I was like, I don't even care while we're getting to know each other. If you got other you talking to, you got a little roster, baby, I don't care. Just be honest with me so I don't look stupid, okay? And he's just like, nah, like I don't have nobody on the roster, I'm not talking to nobody right now, I just want to focus on getting to know you and taking you on a date, woo woo. So I'm like, all right, cool, we don't plan no date yet, but we're talking, we're getting to know each other. I want to say we're talking for maybe 2 weeks at this point. We're not nothing serious, but again, he has told me he's not talking to no other girl, and that he would be honest with me if, you know, that circumstance changes, and I wouldn't talk to nobody else either, just because I was already not on that. Like, I was already off niggas.
Amen.
Before he like damn near begged me to give him a chance. You get what I'm saying? Fast forward, I end up planning a little friend date with one of my homegirls, and we're supposed to be going to, I remember exactly where we were going to. We were supposed to be going to Cafe Intermezzo in the city, and this is what I was working, obviously. I told my homegirl I would take her to Cafe Intermezzo and pay, and it would be on me, like woo woo woo. I just didn't want to go alone. So we make a little friend date, and we're supposed to go. Fast forward to the day that we're supposed to go, I am supposed to be picking up my homegirl or whatever. So I call her or whatever to see if she's ready, telling her I'm finna come pick her up, and she basically flakes on me the day of. I don't remember why she had to flake or like why she couldn't go anymore. She basically cancels on me last minute, and I decide that I want to still go get Cafe Intermezzo, because one thing about me, I am a big bitch, and my back has been, you know, quarterback size. Like, if I'm hungry and I have a taste for something, especially once I've made up my mind, because it takes a while to figure out what I want to eat, because I could literally eat anything. I love eating. So once I make my mind up about what I want to eat, I can taste the food on my taste buds already. Like, I already know exactly what I want. I'm like damn near salivating. I'm fiending for this. Like, I need that. I was like, we can just go out to eat together another day this week. And she's like, cool. She was fine with that. She was like, don't get me nothing, we'll just go eat like another day this week. And I was like, all right, bet. Mind you, I'm talking to this boy. We're just gonna name him, damn, what do we, I don't even want to give him a name, because I wasn't even pressed for him. He was like damn near begging me to talk to him. Like, that, those be the niggas that be the ones that be playing in your face. Okay, he played in my face, so we just gonna call him Game Boy. We're gonna call him Game Boy because he played. So Game Boy calls me, and he just FaceTimes me. We've been talking for a couple weeks at this point. Nothing serious, but I'm under the impression that it's just me and you getting to know each other. Like the dumb that I am, always believing these niggas telling me that it's just me and them getting to know each other. So he FaceTimes me or whatever, and he sees that I'm looking cute. I don't think I was wearing like a full beat or nothing like that, but I had like my lashes on, and you know, I looked like I was going somewhere or whatever. And I don't think that we had talked much like this day, because it was probably like noon. We were probably going to this place for like brunch or something, I don't even know. So he calls me, and he's just like, hey, what you doing? And I was like, I'm on the way to go get something to eat. And he was like, who you going to eat with? And I was like, well, I was supposed to be going with my homegirl, but she can't come with me no more, so I'm just about to go eat, like I'm about to go get the food by myself. And he was like, you're okay with like sitting by yourself in a restaurant and eating and by yourself? And I was like, I mean, it's not ideal, but I mean, I can, like, I'm not scared to go eat by myself. And he was like, why don't I just come with you? And I made a joke or whatever, and I was like, you paying? And I was just playing, y'all, I promise you I was just playing. But he was like, yeah, I'm paying. And I was like, well, okay, do you want me to pick you up? Because he drove, but I was already on the way there, and his house was like on the way. Like I have stopped by his house a couple times already while we've been talking. Like I don't think that at this point I've been like inside his house, but we've like drove by his house and we've sat in the driveway and like chopped it up at his house and stuff like that. Like I wasn't comfortable going and being like in a bedroom with him or nothing like that, just because at this point I was traumatized. He ends up saying, yeah, come pick me up or whatever. I go by where he's at and I go to pick him up. So when I get there, he's like, I'm finna come out, and I'm waiting for him in front of his house. He lived in a house, like a regular neighborhood, house type of neighborhood. It wasn't an apartment complex or nothing like that. So when I pull up in front of him, I kind of just am sitting in my car waiting to pull off or whatever. A car ends up coming and pulling up, not directly behind me, but in the house behind the house he lived in. So the car was behind my car, but it was like there was like a space, probably like another car width of space between us. They just sat in the car. I couldn't really see them from my car. On top of that, I'm blind, so I wouldn't have been able to see them anyways, even if they were closer. But I wasn't thinking nothing of it, because one thing about me is I'm a car sitter. I love to sit in my car, whether I'm like, I just pulled up to the crib, I'll sit in my car before I go in and I'll scroll on my phone. Or sometimes even when I go to the store, I'll go to the store, and especially if the parking spot with my lazy ass is not like closed and it's cold outside or something, I might sit in my car, scroll. I sit in my car and eat when I pull up and get fast food. Like I am a car sitter, so I wasn't thinking nothing of it. When I saw this car, I'm thinking that they lived in that house that they pulled up in front of and they're just sitting in their car. So I'm like, okay, cool. They never get out the car. He comes out his house, he gets in my car, and we end up pulling off. Once I get to the stop sign and I start turning left to get out of the neighborhood, I see the car like drive, like they're about to drive towards the stop sign too. So I'm not thinking nothing of it still, because it's just something I noticed. Like I feel like that's just like intuition starting to work. Like I'm peeping something, but I'm not putting two and two together of nothing. Because like, why would I? They could have came and it could have been somebody delivering something. It could have been somebody pulling up and somebody coming out their house to grab something out of that person's car. I don't know the situation, and I am chismosa, but I'm not that chismosa. So I wasn't thinking of situations where this car could have been right there and why. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Who's thinking like that? So once I am driving or whatever, I'm not really paying attention to the road. I'm paying attention to the road, but I'm not paying attention to like what car specifically is behind me or nothing like that. I'm just driving, I'm talking to him or whatever, and we're just chopping it up now. And this restaurant from his house was probably like another 15 minutes up the road. It wasn't nothing far or nothing like that. So we finally get to the Cafe Intermezzo place. As we're pulling up, like I'm trying to find a parking spot, I see that same car kind of drive in the way of my car. Like I'm trying to pull up, I'm coming this way, right? That car is coming this way, and I'm trying to like park. I don't know if I was trying to back into a spot or if I was about to park into a spot, but they kind of drive up to where I don't have room to park there anymore. I would have had to find another spot. And I kind of just looked, and you know me, I have a little bit of road rage, so I didn't even realize that was that car at first. I kind of just was like, oh, bitch, like, why are you trying to take my parking spot? Because I had come first. I signaled and everything that I was ready to park right there. So I was just kind of looking like, why is somebody just, you know what I'm saying? But as soon as I go to be like, I see a girl hollering at this man, like screaming to the top of her lungs, just hooting and hollering at my car. So I'm thinking like, am I getting in an argument with about a parking spot right now? Are you dead ass? So I get out of the car. He stays in the car. That's the first thing that I noticed. So I'm just like, L mans, because what the fuck, you wasn't gonna get out the car to make sure like there's no nigga in the car? Like I don't even know if she got a nigga in the car. I can't see in the car for real. I can just see a bitch yelling at me. So I get out and I'm like, girl, what's going on? And she stops yelling. Like I noticed that she's not yelling looking at me, because now I'm kind of like closer to her. I wasn't finna get out and fight with her. I was just about to get out and see what the problem was, because I did everything I was supposed to do in this parking situation. So I'm getting out to see what all the hooting and hollering is about. So she gets out of the car and she doesn't even look my direction. She walks around me to the window where he's at, and she's yelling at the window. She's like,
You a lying ass nigga. You is a lying ass nigga. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You a liar. You a liar.
excuse the out of me? Stop sign? Like, what is going on right now? So I look at him and he keeps telling me, he's like, just get back in the car, just get back in the car, just get back in the car. And I'm like, I'm not getting back in the car. Like, what is going on? And she's like,
I don't got no problem with you. I don't got no problem with you. This ain't about you, because I'm sure you didn't know about me. But this nigga, he been lying to me. I've been with this nigga for however long. This nigga's, he told me that he was doing something else today, and I peeped that he was in your car, and la la la.
She starts going off. She starts going off on me. Or like going off not on me, going off about him to me. So I kind of started smiling, y'all. This is how I know I was crazy, because I was like, once I heard that she ain't got no smoke with me and she's dogging on a nigga, and this is the same nigga that was just begging me for a chance, I just found it so funny, because it was like, it wasn't really funny like haha, it was like funny weird. Like, why do I keep getting put in these positions where a man swears up and down that he just gotta have me just to do shit like this? Like, what was the point?
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
So I start smiling, and he's like, Chesa, just get back in the car. We can eat somewhere else. Just get back in the car.
Feel real comfortable, huh? Get uncomfortable. Block.
And I'm like, no, you can get out of my car. And he's like,
What? Is you for real? Are you for real?
I'm like, yes, you can get out of my car. I was like, why you don't go with her? Go home with your girl. Let have her take you home. And I wasn't even trying to be funny to the girl. I was talking to him. Like, I wasn't talking to her crazy. I was just like, oh no, girl, I didn't know about you. Like, I swear I'm not the type of to fuck with a girl's nigga. Like, I did not know about you. And yeah, he failed to tell me that. And when I was like, why don't you go home with her? She was like, oh no, he not going home with me. And I was like, oh. So she gets in the car, and she just like, nigga, you a lame ass nigga. And I see that she's about to cry. Like, she was trying to keep it P, like how I was keeping it P. But I feel like obviously they had like a longer history than me and him, because she was way more bothered than me. I literally could not care less, to the point where I told him to get out of my car, and I went into Cafe Intermezzo and I sat and ate by myself, and I was not stunting that shit. I didn't cry. I wasn't fussing. I didn't even text his phone after that. Like, I just went to eat my food. He started texting me, blowing up my phone, and I was ignoring him. And I think I responded with like a laughing emoji, and I was just like, FOMP, like F off my phone. And he ends up like calling an Uber, or I don't know if it was his friend, somebody. Like, I saw out of the restaurant window, like he was sitting on the curb waiting for somebody to pick him up, because it wasn't gonna be me. And that girl them pulled off and left before he even got a ride home. So that was the end of me and him. And mind you, he didn't end up, I think that I don't think that I saw him at school after this situation, or maybe I saw him a couple times, but I like completely ignored the nigga. So fast forward, I ended up getting a DM from this girl, and I could tell because it was her picture. Like, I could see that it looked like the same girl. I want to say probably the next day or 2 days later, and she was like, hey girl, I'm really embarrassed that you had to see me like that. Like, I don't even be sweating niggas like this, but I have been like, I guess that was like her first love or something. I don't know. Like, she just was like, he had been like putting me through so much for such a long time, and I just got fed up, and I wanted to see where he was going. And I hope you don't feel like I'm crazy for following y'all, but I just had to see for myself if I was tripping, because he's always basically gaslighting her. And I was just like, girl, I don't got no problem with you. I never would blame the girl. Like, the only time that I would have beef with a girl about a man is if she knew about me, or if disrespect was just way too loud. But if a bitch is fucking with my nigga and didn't know about me, and she's not disrespecting me, like being crazy and shit, then I don't care. Like, and obviously if I'm the girl that a nigga is dealing with when he got a bitch that he's been dealing with longer than me, how could I be mad at you if you didn't know? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know about you either. So we just end up kind of bonding over the betrayal of this nigga. And I'm just like, nah, we've been talking for a couple weeks, but the betrayal like hits a little harder for me when it comes to like him being my friend. Like, I don't care so much that, you know, he was talking to another girl in that sense, but it kind of just bothers me because he lied to me, and mind you, he pursued me, and she was just sick about like him pursuing me so hard. And she was like, that's crazy. Like, he was telling me that he was only talking to me, and I was like, yeah girl, welcome to the world of niggas. Like, these niggas ain't shit, basically, and this is really why I didn't want to give nobody the time of day anyways. And she's just like, well, I hope that we can be cool. Like, I do live in the area, I don't go to y'all school obviously, but like, I with how you're not, like, you know, coming at me. A lot of girls are crazy, and a lot of girls are mean girls, and even though we didn't know about each other, like, you know, nowadays bitches would fight behind a man either way. And I was like, you right girl, like, I'm always down. And I kind of like in my head was trying to spite him by being cool with her, because I wanted him to be like, damn, I played these and they done like joined teams like the Power Rangers, like Powerpuff Girls, and now they cool, and now I'm like ass out of 2 like, yeah, nigga, exactly. That's exactly what the you get. That's exactly what the you get. You done lost 2 bad and now we clicked up. Yeah. We end up scheduling like a time to hang out. We start hanging out, and this girl is cool at first. I will say she was cool at first, and we're gonna name her Dodo. And obviously by that name y'all can tell that she is gonna go left very quickly, but I'm gonna name her Dodo because I don't know, she was a bird, and there are way more birds on the ground than there are in the sky. Like, birds walk amongst this earth freely, and it's a lot of them. They walk in numbers, like it's crazy. She was a bird, but we're gonna get to how she was. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We started hanging out a lot. Like, I did introduce her to one of my friends, but this isn't a girl that I kind of integrated into my whole like group of friends. I didn't introduce her to all of them or anything like that, because she would tend to tell me like she doesn't really hang out in groups, or that she just wasn't as social like as far as hanging out in a trio, in a group of girls. And she said that she just wasn't too fond of, you know, big social interactions like that, and I was respecting that. I'm like, okay girl, I don't care. I didn't see that as a red flag or anything, that she wanted to hang out with just me. But in hindsight, like looking back now, I feel like it was very calculated that she wanted to hang out with just me, but that's neither here nor there. She starts introducing Lick to the group, or Lick to the hangouts, pretty often now, and I'm calling Lick, you know, adult juice. And obviously don't be like me. I was not supposed to be drinking anything, and I shouldn't have, and do not do that. Only drink if you are 21 or older. But we were drinking Little Ritas and things like that at this time. I was doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing, and she started to introduce that when we would hang out pretty much every time that we started to hang out at this point. She was really into like lemonades that were spiked and stuff like that, and she would ask me, do I want one, because she would be cracking open one. And it's not in a peer pressure way that I said yes. Like, nobody can peer pressure me. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. But I will say that because she was like saying how good they were and like how much she wanted them, by technicality you could say I was peer pressured, but it wasn't like I felt pressured in the moment. It was just more influenced. I want to say, yeah, I wasn't peer pressured, I was peer influenced. So we started drinking them together, and this one particular night we had ended up drinking them together, and she just was asking me like, do you be kissing your friends when you get drunk? And this was something such like, you would think it was a trend, the way that it was like frequently talked about when I was younger. Still talk about it to this day. I think it's something that is just kind of like a canon event. I think that a lot of girls, I'm not gonna say all girls, because there's gonna be somebody in the background like, no, that's weird, I never kissed any of my friends even when I was drinking. Cool. And obviously now that I'm almost 25, I realize that a lot of times girls do that to experiment, and because they're not really like open with their, you know, identities and how they really feel. A lot of time they will be doing that because they don't want to face that when they're sober, because they're not comfortable with it, or they're not out yet, or whatever. Or some girls do it in a queer baiting way, in a way for male validation, or for the male like eye or whatever, and I'm not into that. That's just something that girls did when we were younger, especially because we were just more experimental. I feel like girls nowadays that are grown adults that only kiss their friends when they're drunk, I personally feel like you should explore more, because I don't feel like you would kiss a girl drunk if you were completely straight, period. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me about that, but I hate the double standard, because if you know a boy that kisses boys when he drinks, you would not argue that he is a straight boy that just does it only when he's drunk. You would argue that he's not completely straight in some way if he's able to do that. I don't like the double standard of that, because I feel like a truly straight person wouldn't do nothing with someone of their gender. That's just my opinion. So that's my opinion on that. So when she asked me this, I'm already hip to why she's asking me that, because I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to peep that if your homegirl is asking you while drinking with you, do you be kissing your friends when you get to drinking? Like, you want to kiss me? Just say that. I don't know. She would have been like better off just kissing me than asking me that, because they made it kind of awkward. But I was like, girl, you want to kiss me? Like, just say that. And she was like, no, I'm not saying that. And I was like, if you want to kiss me, you can. And she ends up kissing me. Now, this was a bad, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, she was cute, and I was attracted to her when I met her, but I don't take it there with my friends, like especially if I meet you in a way where we are befriending each other in a friendly way. I'm not looking at you like that. Just because I like girls doesn't mean that just because you're a pretty girl and you're my friend that I automatically am trying to pursue something with you. I automatically am assuming you're into me. Like, that's not how I am. But once she created this little environment and spoke on kissing and things like that, I gave her the green light to kiss me because I didn't care. Now, should I have done that? No, because somebody's gonna argue that, oh well, you like started this whole situation with her by saying she could kiss you. If you were there, you would know that she was insinuating that. She was definitely trying to kiss me and was just too scared to. But either way it goes, I implemented boundaries with her immediately, because when she kissed me or when we kissed or whatever, she was just like, I hope you don't think that I like girls or whatever. She was like, I hope you don't think that I'm gay. And I was like, girl, I don't care what you is. Like, I like girls. Like, I'm bi, but I'm not looking for nothing. Like, I think that we should be friends or whatever. If you want to, you know, kiss or whatever from time to time, like, I don't care. Like, I'm not tripping off of that, but I just don't want the lines to get blurred or you to like try to, you know, be with me, because especially when I wasn't even in that space to be with Game Boy and he played me like that and played you too. I don't feel like it would be a good idea for us to jump into anything with each other, especially when we bonded over the same nigga playing us. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of both laughed about it. It was like, yeah, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't do that. But she was like, well, if you're down to like, you know, mess around, we can like do that. And I was just like, I wasn't taking her seriously. I was like, girl, yeah, whatever, like whatever. So that's all that happens this night. Fast forward, this is the day that shit went left for real, for real. So fast forward, we end up hanging out one day and she ends up asking me like what maintenance I get or whatever, and I had told her I'd be getting my brows done. I be getting my this was before I did my eyebrows myself. I used to get waxes, and I used to get my lip wax too, because I'm literally a woolly mammoth when I don't shave my face. Like, I'm not one of those girlies who just got a little bit of peach fuzz on my lip. I think it's because when I was young I shaved my mustache off, and if you shave your face, I'm a firm believer that it grows back thicker. I don't care what nobody says, because my shit definitely does. Like, to the point where my boyfriend calls me senor when I have a mustache. Like, that's how he lets me know I need to go, you know, clean that shit up. He doesn't mind it, but that's how I know when I have a mustache. He knows I mind it. I don't like when I have a mustache. So I would shave, or I would get my lip waxed at the little nail salon or whatever, and my eyebrows and stuff. And this is before I ever got a Brazilian wax. So she had told me that she was like doing Brazilian waxes. She does Brazilian waxes for her friends, and that she waxes herself down there and stuff like that. She was like, do you wax down there or do you shave? And I was like, honestly, I shave, but I want to try to get a Brazilian wax because I don't want to deal with ingrowns. Like, I'm not somebody that gets bad ingrowns down there or nothing like that, but this was around when Brazilian waxes were being like popularized in my era of girls. Like, everybody was starting to get waxes and starting to, like, you know, or use like just nair down there and stuff like that, because shaving gave people razor burn and gave them ingrowns and stuff, which is true. Like, I'll have an ingrown here or there on my bikini line and stuff, but it's not to the point where it's even noticeable for real. So I do my preference is to shave, even still to this day. Like, Brazilian waxes are too painful for me. But if I'm going on a vacation or something, or for an occasion, I might get a wax because I've done it. It hurts. Like, literally, I've gone to the waxing place and my man, he would literally hold my hands and I would be screaming for dear life. Like, I don't feel like it's worth that, especially when he like it when it's a bush. Like, if he's cool with a bush, what am I going and getting my freaking fat ma ripped apart for and paying for it? Are you stupid? I end up telling her, like, I've never tried to get a wax before, but I want to. I just never have, blah blah blah. I'm scared. No, I think it's gonna hurt. And she just basically tells me, like, I can wax you because I have a waxing kit and I wax all of my friends. Like, she's making it seem like, no, I'm not being weird. Like, I wax all of my friends. It's not even like that. If you want me to give you a wax, I can give you one. And she was like, I can show you like how mine looks when I wax myself. Because I was like, girl, I don't want you experimenting on my hoo-ha. Like, I want you to do it if you're professional. She was like, I can show you mine, I can show you mine. So she shows me, she pulls out a picture of her bare hoo-ha, and I don't know if she was trying to get me excited or something.
Oh, period, poo. Gay ass.
Because I don't know, the picture wasn't given like she took it after she waxed herself for like result pictures. It was given she took that picture for her man, like the man we just got played by. It was given that that picture was taken for him, and she showed me that, and I was just kind of like, oh, like, okay, like, period. I was like, but it looks good though. And I don't know if that was really what she did. Like, I don't know if that was her work or not, but I was like, okay, period. Like, yeah, you could wax me or whatever. And I was like, do I have to have like a lot of hair for you to do it? And this is how I know now, especially with knowing what I know about waxes. She was lying to me because I didn't have that much hair, and you're supposed to have at least like, I don't know, a couple inches of hair or something like that before you can get a wax, or you're supposed to. And she was like, no, like, you can have just a little bit of hair and it's cool. So she ends up, I don't know if this was the same night or whatever, we end up having a little sleepover, and she ends up getting her wax kit out, and she ends up having me spread eagle. She ends up like doing my wax or whatever, and I don't have that much hair, so this did not take long, and it did hurt real bad. This girl's over here squeezing my hand while she's doing it or whatever, and then she ends up finishing giving me my wax. Mind you, if you know, when you get a Brazilian wax, you're not supposed to do nothing with your area for some time. I think at least 48 hours, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the exact time because it's been a while since I got one, but you're not supposed to do nothing after that or whatever. So she starts being fruity with me. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to be graphic on here and get flagged or anything like that. But Patreon, I will be retelling this story time and giving y'all details over there, so go subscribe. She ends up getting comfortable with my area, and I kind of look at her and I was like, is this part of the special? Like, is this supposed to happen with when you normally do waxes or whatever? And she just like laughs or whatever, and we start, you know, doing our little thing or whatever, right? So fast forward, after that, we end up establishing that we're going to just make sure that we are fooling around, but we're not catching feelings, right? And obviously you can't force yourself to not catch feelings with somebody, but I wasn't gonna catch feelings with her because I already knew like I was not in that space, and I wanted to establish these boundaries with her just so that she wouldn't be like, you know, moving weird with me just because we're doing stuff together or whatever. And she initiated that, and I just allowed it to happen. So when I asked her, I was like, are you sure you want to be like doing stuff like this with each other? Because I'm not trying to be in a relationship. I'm not trying to take it there with you. Like, I want to, and mind y'all, I already told y'all a story time of when I messed up my friendship dealing with a girl, and this is after that, I'm pretty sure. So I told her, like, I don't want to mess up our friendship because we are, you know, fruitcakes or whatever. And she was like, no, I'm not gonna catch feelings. Like, it's not like that. Like, I do like you, but it's not like that. You don't gotta worry about that. We cool or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I would also rather us keep what we got going on to ourselves, because she did hang out with me and my friend from time to time, but I didn't want her to, like, you know, let that be known to my friend, because I didn't want to confuse my friend. Because if we don't have no intentions of us dating or for us to, like, you know what I'm saying, move in that direction, I don't think that it's nobody's business what we got going on. Personally, it wasn't something I was ashamed of, because this friend knew that I like girls, and if I had a girlfriend or if I was dealing with a girl, she would know about it. It wasn't like I would keep it a secret, but it's like, me and you supposed to be cool. I just introduced you to her, and y'all don't even hang out enough for that to be some tea you drop for her, or like try to do something with me in front of her. Like, I didn't want to blur the lines or confuse my homegirl at all. So after this day though, that's like the most that we did together was that day. And she ended up acting weird after that. Like, every time we would hang out, she would be asking me who I'm texting, and I would be like,
what are you doing? Texting. Texting who? My sister.
She started just being real territorial. Now, I've already dealt with territorial friends. I was a territorial friend. I can be a territorial friend now, but it was in a different way. Like, it was OD. She was ODing, like, for real. Like, she would be, like, getting mad at me if I was hanging out with a friend over her. Mind you, she knew I had other friends, and, like, it was never that before. I didn't hang out with her 24/7. I hung out with my other friends. She didn't want to be hanging out with me in groups, and then she started saying, like, why didn't you invite me to this? And I would be like, girl, this was me and all of my friends, and you said you didn't like to hang out in groups. And she was like, yeah, well, I want you to invite me now if you are hanging out in groups or whatever. And it started to be like she was checking me. And one thing about it, two things for sure, you're not gonna check me, especially if you're not my bitch and you're not my nigga. So why are you trying to check me? And you just said that you weren't social. You didn't want to be around a group of girls. You weren't into no social interaction like that. So why all of a sudden you want to hang out with me and all my homegirls? Because you want to be just there? Because you're jealous or something? Like, you into me more than you letting on? Like, be for real. So we started getting into it about stuff like that, because this wasn't one of those situations where, like how I told y'all, me and my friend started, you know, fooling around or messing with each other or exploring each other, and we started both getting jealous of each other. She was on that journey by herself, baby. That was an original experience, literally. So I'm like, all right, I don't like how you've been trying to check me and stuff. Like, I already told you, like, I don't want you acting different because we got stuff going on. And I'm like 99.999% sure that's why you acting like this. And she's like, no, Chesa, it don't got nothing to do with that. I just feel like we getting closer and I just want to be around more. And I feel like you shouldn't have a problem inviting your friend if I'm saying I want to be invited. So I'm like, all right, if you want to be invited, then I'll invite you. Like, okay. I started inviting her to hang out with me and my friends when we're in a group, like hang out or whatever. We're having group sleepovers, whatever you want to call it. This girl ends up kissing me in front of 2 of my homegirls at one of these hangouts. Which, mind you, I told you not to be doing all that in front of other people because I don't want them to be confused. Not that I'm trying to, like, I can't even keep you a secret because we're not a thing. So it's not like I'm keeping you a secret, but it's like, if I'm telling you, if we both said we just want to fool around, which that's a private thing to do, by the way, and we don't want nothing more than that, why are we making people confused and kissing in front of people? Like, why? So now I had to explain to my homegirls that me and you be bumping purses when we never had to tell anybody that in the first place. And just like I didn't want to happen, now my homegirls are confused. They're questioning me. I thought this was just your homegirl. Like, what's going on with that? And obviously when she kissed me, everybody could tell I was uncomfortable. So now I had to explain to them that I done gave this girl boundaries and she crossed my boundaries, and now everybody is looking at you weird. So now it's a situation that it never had to be in the first place. We end up having like a mini argument about this or whatever, and then shortly after this we end up falling out about something that I feel like was really lame. I end up hanging out with one of my homegirls or whatever, and she ends up calling me, and I'm in like a group. I'm like hanging out with like 2 of my homegirls, and these are 2 girls that I never introduced her to, so it wouldn't have made sense for me to invite her. And I'm pretty sure I was invited to this hangout. This was not something that I initiated, so I didn't invite her to it. I pull up, I'm hanging out with my homegirls, and she ends up calling my phone. And I'm like, what's up? She's like, I just got into it with somebody and I'm stranded. Like, I don't remember what exactly she told me, but she made it seem like she was in danger almost. Like, not in danger to where you should call like the popos, but like she really needed somebody, and she was like left by herself, stranded, like in the middle of a parking lot, and she don't got her car, she don't got nowhere to go, and nobody's answering the phone. Like, she really needed me, right? So I ended up, like, I was like, all right, bitch, I'm on the way. Like, I got you. Like, if any of my homegirls are in need, and this is the same principle I live by to this day, if any of my girls are in need, I am coming to the rescue as long as I can. Like, I'm not the type of bitch to leave my homegirl stranded. I'm not the type of to be like, oh well, I'm with a boy right now, so you're gonna have to call somebody else, figure it out, or oh, I'm busy right now. Like, if I can make it to you, if I'm capable to do so, I'm gonna do that. Like, I don't play about my friends. So I end up pulling up, I'm already kind of annoyed with her, but I'm like, now I'm in full like mom friend mode. Like, I'm one of those friends that you can call on when you need something. So I pull up, and she has her car, so she's in her car, and I got in her car, and I was just kind of like, girl, what the fuck do you got going on? And she was just like, I really just wanted to see you. Like, she's acting off, by the way. She seems like she might be a little like lit right now. She's just like, I didn't have no emergency for real. I just knew that you would probably like not come if I told you to come because you were busy, and I just really wanted to see you and talk to you or whatever. So now I'm looking at her stupid as fuck. I'm literally looking at the bitch like this. I was like, so you called me from what I was doing to drop what I was doing to come all the way over here? Mind you, she had me drive like 15-20 minutes to where I was just because you wanted to talk to me? So you lied about being in an emergency situation just to get me to come?
Is hoes cool? That's what I'm trying to figure out, Bookie. I don't know if a hoe cool or if a hoe hot. I don't know. But we got to check these hoes' temperature nowadays, because, you know, you don't know what a hoe be on nowadays.
And she was like,
well, when you put it like that, it sounds kind of like lame or whatever, but I really just been missing you, and I know that you busy today, and I just knew that would get your attention or whatever.
And I was just like, nah, when I put it like that, it sounds lame because it is lame. And I was like, you had me genuinely, mind you, I'm driving fast on the road worrying about her because she made it seem like she was scared of something. I don't remember exactly what it was. I wish I did. But she was like, I think she made it seem like somebody was trying to like fight her or something, and that she was like, she didn't have no car, no way to get home. I don't know what it was, but it was something like dire situation type of vibes. So I'm like, girl, you had me stressing on the road, leaving like my friends hanging to come pick you up, and your car's right here, and you laughing, like you smiling about this shit. Like I almost wanted to slap the shit out of her. And I was like, are you lit right now? And she's like, no, I'm not. I drank earlier. Like I was lit earlier, but I'm not now. And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna trail you to your house to make sure you straight. And I was like, if you need me to just take you home, then I can take you home and we can come back and get your car when you're not lit. But she wasn't that lit. I could tell she wasn't that lit. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna trail you. Probably thinking back now, even if I knew she wasn't that lit, I probably would have like had her ride with me and then come back and get her car. But she was fine. I don't even think she was lit. I wouldn't put it past her if she lied about being lit earlier. She didn't seem lit. She just seemed like weird. Like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? So I tried to assume that she was lit, because why the f in your right mind would you ever do some shit like this? I'm not gonna lie, when I got with my friends and I told them like what happened, they were like, Chesa, this is like the 10th straw at this point with this girl. Like I feel like you should just distance yourself from her. Like they're not no hating ass girls, so they wouldn't have like had a problem with her for no reason. They just like have heard all of the issues that we had. I'm not the type of girl to really talk about my issues with my other friends, but a lot of the issues, either they witnessed it or like I kind of felt the need to get a second opinion about. They were just like, I feel like you should distance yourself from her because she keeps putting you in these weird predicaments. I feel like she has feelings for you and she doesn't know how to handle the fact that y'all are not like taking it there. And I kind of just sent her a text and I was like, hey, it's no bad blood, I don't got no beef with you, but I'm gonna just kind of like, you know, distance myself from this friendship, because I feel like, I think I said some corny, like not even corny, but I tried to make it sound real like professional and nice, saying like, oh, this friendship's just not serving me anymore, and I just feel like I need to take a step back from this friendship because it's a lot going on. Like you got a lot going on, and I'm not the type of girl to like leave my friend hanging when they need me because they got a lot going on. But she was just doing dumb ass to me, and I feel like it was 100% because we had took it there, and I was like, damn, I should have never took things there with her. But I thought we had established boundaries. There were other friends I had just over the span of my life where we were like, you know, we would do arts and crafts and we had no strings attached and we had that boundary established, and it never turned, you know, left or whatever. But you can't have that with everybody. Like sometimes it's just better to not even take it there with a friend, period. So I ended up cutting her off. Fast forward, I want to say maybe 2 weeks later, which is why I didn't think it had nothing to do with this girl, because I felt like, I don't know, it was just like enough time had passed before I would just assume that. 2 weeks later, I started getting harassed in my DMs. I started getting text messages from fake numbers, and I'm getting harassed saying like, I had 2 bitches and you were the ugliest one. Like, y'all bitches are lame as, now y'all clicked up, and I really should be out of you, and we were friends all this time just for you to completely just stop talking to me just because of another, like sending me all of these like egregious, horrible messages, these nasty, threatening messages that are like making it seem like it's coming from Game Boy. Mind you, he done moved from my school at this point. So he's like blowing up my phone. He's sending me threats. He's like, I still know where you live at, and low-key, you should have never cut me off. Like, I'm gonna like hurt you and stuff like that. So I'm real scared at this point. So I end up reaching out to Dodo, which I shouldn't have, and I'm like, hey, like, I know that we're not talking right now, but I just wanted to simply ask you if Game Boy has reached out to you and was threatening you at all or anything like that. She's like,
yes. She's sending me screenshots, which is why I believed her. She's sending me screenshots of messages, and she's like, he just recently hit me up and he's saying a bunch of crazy stuff, girl. He's so crazy, he's threatening me, like, I don't know what to do.
So I'm kind of like, damn, like, this made me kind of trust her a little bit more, because she's telling me, you know, what he's saying to her and stuff like that. But I'm not really wanting to befriend her again over this. It's just something that we're like kind of talking about, and she used that as an excuse to kind of apologize for how she had been acting and stuff like that. And she was just like, I just want to say that I'm sorry for kind of being weird after we had stuff going on. Like, that's not really how I normally operate, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, it's cool or whatever, and she ends up saying like, if we could talk in person, like, or whatever, and figure out this situation with Game Boy, like, I think that we should tell our parents, and I think that we should, like, maybe try to get law enforcement involved. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, like, let's talk about it. So when we get in person or whatever, now the whole story switches up. I go over to her, like, to her house or whatever, and I'm chilling with her, and we're talking, and I'm showing her the messages. She's showing me the messages, and I kind of just was like, all right, well, do you want to go ahead and tell your mom? And she was like, yeah, I did. Like, she starts acting all sus about it, and she's like, yeah, I did, I told her, or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, when I get home, I'm gonna tell my mom about what's going on. Like, it was just some concerning ass things that the messages were saying, because normally I don't care about all that trolling stuff, but it was saying like real threatening stuff that I can't even say on here, and not even just in regards to me and her, like our families and stuff too. So I was like, I'm gonna tell her, and I was like, do you want to like get police, or like do you want to call them people, like do you want to get law enforcement involved, or maybe we should bring this to the school because maybe they still got him like contact with his parents or something like that. And I was like, because I don't want to pull up to his house, like I don't want to go talk to his people, like at this point I'm scared of him, like he got some other stuff going on. And she was just like,
no, like I don't think we should get law enforcement involved. I really don't think that we should.
Mind you, she's the one that suggested that to begin with. So I'm just like, why is this the script flipping at this point? But I'm just like, okay. And then she starts like changing the subject to just talking about, like, she's like, well, what have you had going on, like what you've been doing with your friends and stuff like that. And I'm trying to keep the conversation on track about what we were talking about before, because that's why I came over here. Like, I'm not gonna lie, no shade, I didn't come over here to like catch up. I came over here to talk about what's at hand. So once she starts changing the subject and I keep trying to, like, you know, pivot the conversation back to what we're talking about, she keeps changing the subject. So this is where my intuition never fails me. I end up sending I never responded to any of these messages that he had sent me at all. I had like ignored all of them, but something in me told me to send a text message to the number that I was getting spammed from. And I sent like a period, and a notification came up on this girl's phone of the period. Like, she had set up text now to text me.
Okay, but like, are you good, or like do you need that?
And I would have probably known it was a text now number if I would have called it or something, because y'all know it'd be saying text now or whatever when you call. But I didn't call, I didn't text, I didn't do nothing with that number until this moment. So I had texted her, I had texted the period, and it came up on her phone. This is probably where y'all think that we got to fighting. No, I had told her, I was like, you're a weird and you need to stay far away from me. Like, I'm genuinely, like, I'm scared of you at this point. And I wasn't saying like scared of you in that way. I was like, you have some serious psychological issues going on. For you to try to create something to bond with me about in regards to this man again because of threats, like the things that she texted me pretending to be him were so disgusting and disturbing, to the point where it was like I should have beat her ass that day, to be honest. But I was so like put off by the shit. I just wanted to, like, I was in her house, mind you. I wasn't finna beat her ass in her house, like, especially when she was sending me the creepy ass messages she was sending me. Like, maybe if this was just a regular girl, like, y'all know I done walked in a girl house and walked her down before, but this is the different situation, y'all. I was ready to go. So I blocked her on everything and I left, and I never spoke to her again after that. For her to be manipulative enough to see like I cut her off over boundaries being crossed and her just doing lame shit, and for you to try to force your way back in my life by creating a scenario that you felt I would reach out to you about because we had that shared experience of dealing with that nigga. And she was right, I did reach out to her in regards to that, but like she knew that that's what I was gonna do, and she used that as a tactic to try to get me back in her life. That's sick. That's that type of that they make Netflix documentaries about. Like, what is wrong with you? I blocked her, I moved on from the situation. Now fast forward to a couple months ago, I end up getting harassed in my DMs. Now, I get harassed in my DMs from time to time about topics that I post on my story. I don't ever really just get random people harassing me in my DMs about nothing, like for no reason. I have before, but it's not really normal for that to happen. So she ends up, I get harassed in my DM, and it's just a bunch of stuff like, your story times are so lame, like why don't you talk about the girls that you dealt with? Are you DL? Are you DL? And it's like, you just a pillow princess. Mind you, I want to give you guys some context of when me and her used to fool around. I never did anything to her. She would just do things to me. And typically when it comes to women, that's not how I operate. I operated like that with her because she would damn near be drooling and like fiending to do stuff, like to touch me. And once that was, you know, she would touch me, she would be satisfied. Like she wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like she wanted me to reciprocate anything with her, and I really didn't want to, for real, to be honest, because there's just, she's not the, I don't know, like I'm not even gonna talk, because I, you know, I told y'all she was a bad bitch and I was attracted to her, but it wasn't giving that. Like she initiated that whole thing with me, and I wasn't like just fiending to get my hands on her. So I guess the pillow princess vibes, she would be the only one that would feel that way because I didn't touch her for real. Like barely, but it wasn't all that. So it's like most of the messages that I'm being harassed with have something to do with me liking girls. It's like, you steady talking about liking girls, but we ain't never seen you be with no girl. You talking about you liking girls, but you been with a nigga for however long, and you talk about liking girls, but you don't do no story times about girls. It's like almost like she wanted me to do a story time about her. So babe, hey, here's a story time about you, bird. Here's a story time about you, weirdo. What the hell? Like, girl. Anyways, so at this point, I don't know who this is because I hadn't talked to this in years. All this shit happened in high school, and I didn't know who this could have been. I was confused. I have been called like names about me liking girls in my DMs. Like, you know, there's people that say anything. There's people that are ignorant. There's people that are phobic of all type of stuff. So I've had trolls in my DMs before, and there's been girls that I dealt with in the past that I assume have been in my DMs trolling as well. So I wasn't really pointing to her directly until my man started getting messages in his DM from the same account, and he doesn't even answer his DMs like that. He barely checks his DMs, and 9 times out of 10 he doesn't open them. But because I had told him about the account that was harassing me, he matched the account. He knew that that was her, the same person at least, and he showed me, and she was just like, your girlfriend whole time she's DL, and I bet you didn't even know she liked girls, and was just dragging it whole time. He knows. Like, girl, you think that he's been dealing with me since I was quite literally 18 years old, and you think he doesn't know I like girls? I say that in my story times. He's in my house right now. I'm looking at him as we speak while I tell a story time about a girl that I dealt with in some type of way. Y'all think that y'all spilling some type of tea to that nigga? That shit's pissed. Like, what are you talking about? There's nothing you can tell to my nigga about me that he don't know at all, whether you a male or a female. There's nothing you can tell him that he doesn't already know. So I'm like, girl, what the hell? So he ignores the DM, obviously. He just shows it to me, and I end up going through the following of this account, and I'm looking through who the account is following, and I'm scrolling. It's like 100 something people. I scrolled through every single one of them, and the only one that I recognized was her Instagram. She was following her main page from her burner page like the dodo dumb bird that she is, quite literally. How you gonna follow yourself on a page where you supposed to be discreet? You're an idiot. Literally, you're an idiot.
I'm an idiot. You're an idiot.
So I end up DMing her main page from my main page, and I'm like, girl, you're obsessed with me. You're so hung up on having my in your mouth, what, 10 years ago? Get over it. Stop harassing me. Stop harassing my nigga. You are obsessed and you are sick in the head. Like, damn, bitch. Damn. So I end up blocking her. Mind you, y'all would think, oh, you must have tried to pull up on her after this. No, I didn't even care that much. I just am like, damn, still thinking about me all these years later. Like, you're still the same sick. I would have thought that, or hoped that you would have grown from the type of bitch you was back in high school. But you're worse now. Because why are you... We are both almost 25 years old. You're pushing 30 doing this shit. Are you stupid? So I end up blocking her, right? Why the F? Not too long ago. I don't want to say exactly when because I just don't want to put other of my friends' business on blast. But recently, not too long ago, I ended up going to one of the bars or one of the clubs in Atlanta where, you know, all of the queens and the kings are in there doing their little stuff or whatever. And I end up going with a group of my homegirls. Why do I see this across the way with some girl, I guess was her girlfriend, because they was making out, they was kissing all up in the club, which that's pretty normal. If you've been to one of the like the little, I'm gonna say, because I don't know why when I say the word on YouTube sometimes they don't like that, so I'm gonna just say the Fruity Club. I went to the Fruity Club, and if you've been to the Fruity Club in Atlanta, you know people be getting down and dirty in there. They be doing anything. They be dancing crazy. There's a pole in there that you can get on. Like it's a vibe. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not shitting on it. It's just, it gets crazy in there, and she's making out with this girl, so I'm assuming this is her bitch. And I end up making eye contact with her, and this is, at this point, she was harassing me in my DMs like a couple months ago, and this was more recent than that. So I end up locking eyes with her, and I'm already lit, but my homegirls, they know about her because I like put in the group chat like, damn, not this girl harassing me in my DMs, like, and I told them the story, because some of my homegirls are newer than, you know, I didn't meet all of the current homegirls I have now in high school, so I had to put them on game of like what has happened between me and her. So they're kind of just like, girl, ignore her, she's a weirdo, we're not gonna ruin our night about her. And I'm like, you right. So we end up like drinking, we vibing out. I don't even think that she peeped it was me. She might have been so lit she didn't peep it was me at first. Me and my homegirl, one of them, the other girls are at the bar, we end up going to the bathroom. Dodo and her bird girlfriend, the two dodos, end up coming to the bathroom while I'm using the bathroom. My homegirl's in the stall, I'm washing my hands, and they both walk in and they're just smiling or whatever. And I'm like, I know that you did not just harass me on social media for a whole like month straight after all this that you did, and I know you're not in my face smiling. Like, if she would have came in the bathroom, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, if she would have came into the bathroom and like immediately went to a stall, locked herself in the stall, and my homegirl would have just pulled me out of the bathroom, it wouldn't have been all that. Like, it wouldn't have been smoke, because I like chalk her up to just be a bird, literally. Like, I'm not finna, now that I'm older, I'm not trying to give every bird a reaction out of me, but it's like, you just disrespected the out of me by reaching out to my nigga, reaching out to me. She was leaving comments under my Instagram post. You have the nerve. If she would have just DM'd me, it wouldn't have been that big of an issue, but you're gonna DM my nigga? Ho, I don't play them type of games. So she ends up looking at me, and I'm just like, I know you're not smiling at me. Mind you, I'm drunk, I'm lit like the littest I could be. And she just like, I'm not smiling at you, and she's lit too. And I'm like, girl, I don't know why you come in here trying to be cute with your little girlfriend. Did you tell your girlfriend that you was just in my DMs? And I guess her girlfriend thought like she was in my DMs trying to flirt with me or something like that, and she was just like,
not you think about once you like, she wasn't in your DM, girl, what did you talk about?
and I was like, and I put my hand in her face, and I was like, stop. You didn't tell your girlfriend about how you was harassing me from a burner page? And she was just like,
who was harassing you from a burner page? Nobody was harassing you from a burner page.
and then my homegirl comes out the stall or whatever, and now she's just standing there like she's not pulling me or nothing, because nothing's really happening for real. And I'm just like, yeah, did you tell her you was harassing me from a burner page? Like, hello? Like, did you tell her that you are still obsessed with me because you want my in your mouth again? Like, yes, you were harassing me from a burner page. This not you, this not you. And she was just like,
girl, I don't have no burner page, I'm too grown, like nobody's worried about you.
And I'm like, okay, so show me your logged in Instagram pages right now. Show me your logged in Instagram pages right now. And she's like,
I don't gotta do that, I don't gotta do that.
and I was just like, yeah, because you know that was you're obsessed with me. And I guess that was triggering her girlfriend, because I mean, who wants to hear that their girlfriend is obsessed with another girl? You know how the girls get about their girls. So she ends up kind of getting in my face or whatever, and she's just like, okay, you need a backup, you need a backup. And I was like, y'all came into the bathroom seeing that I was in here, like y'all came in here trying to get in my face. Y'all came in here trying to laugh and smile and be in my face. And she kind of puts her hand on my face. She kind of ate with that little one thing. She puts her hand on my face and she mushes it back. Like, if this is my face, she went like she mushed my face. So she put her hands on me, she mushes my face, and I turn and I smacked Dodo. I didn't even hit Shawty who put her hand in my face. She was not like a masculine presenting girl. She was another feminine girl. So lo and behold, I would have walked her down. But my beef was with Dodo, and that just basically gave me the green light for me to put hands on Dodo, because if your girlfriend, which is an extension of you, puts her hands on me, then I now have the green light to put my hands on you, is kind of how I was thinking. So once she kind of mushed me, my friend kind of takes a step forward, and I immediately, boo! And now I hit Dodo up against like the bathroom sink. Like, she was standing, I was at the bathroom sink washing my hands. She walks in, so she's here's me at the bathroom sink standing. She walks in, she's like in the entrance of the door. I back up from the bathroom sink. She kind of gets right there and stands like back to the mirror facing me facing her and her little girlfriend. And when her girlfriend mushes me, I kind of backed her into the sink and I go boo, and now I'm hitting her, beating her ass up against the sink and the mirror. Y'all already know how that goes. Y'all can do it for me, literally. And I'm beating her ass, boo, 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 boo. And now my homegirl is like trying to grab me off of, like, grab us off of each other. And I guess when my homegirl grabs Dodo's like arm, Dodo's girlfriend ends up hitting my homegirl. So now we're all fighting in the bathroom, and somebody notifies, because like their bathroom didn't even really have a door for real, or it was like open, and right through that bathroom is like the room where there's like a pole or whatever, and it's next to like the kitchen and all that stuff. Or I don't know if that's the kitchen or not. Somebody kind of like runs out, like some other girl that was in the bathroom. It's a tiny bathroom, by the way. Like I'm pounding girls in, I'm bing in her, like directly in her mouth in a straight line. Like somebody runs out and goes and gets one of the guys that works there or whatever, and he rushes like in the entrance of the bathroom. He's like, y'all gotta stop, we're gonna call the police, So I get up off of her or whatever. She's leaking, I'm bleeding because my nails, like, you think that I at this big ass age am thinking I'm finna get in another fight? Like, no. I had long nails and my nails are bleeding or whatever, and I'm like, you know, boo boo boo. I'm like, I get off of her, nails bleeding, she's bleeding, my homegirl's hands are bleeding, her girlfriend's nose is bleeding, and my other homegirls finally like find us in the bathroom from the bar or whatever. They're lit as can be as well, and we're all supposed to be Ubering, mind you. So they're talking about calling the police, and we're like, what the, and I don't know where Dodo and her girlfriend went. They got beat up. We end up like running out or whatever, and we end up leaving the club because we don't want the police to come and get us. Like, we're lit out of our minds, and we just, I don't know, the mirror in that bathroom was probably broken, honey. I don't even know. And it's already a you know, a place where the police should not be. So we run out or whatever, and me and my homegirls are all like lit, running on the side of the club, like running onto the street, trying to get away from the club so we can get an Uber, y'all. It was so crazy. I am embarrassed because I'm almost 25. I should not be doing like that much ratchet with my ratchet friends like that. That's a little crazy, but I don't know. It was her girlfriend mushing me for me. Like, what would y'all have done if a bitch mushed you in your face, especially with that situation being the situation? Like, her girlfriend was dead ass wrong. She done crossed you so many times. She done just DM'd your nigga. Like, I was trying to keep it mature and leave it alone. I tried to be mature and leave it alone when she DM'd me, instead of trying to, you know, find out where she was and try to, you know, schedule a fight with her or nothing like that. I left it alone. But I guess the universe wanted me to handle her. Like, she needed to be treated, because why would I run into her at the Fruity Club, which I barely even go to? So I don't know, y'all can let me know if I'm wrong. Y'all can let me know what y'all would have done. Let me know if y'all opinion of the situation. I don't know, I just work here. I just wanted to let y'all know. But yeah, after that, me and my homegirls, we have not been to the Fruity Club since. We're probably gonna make our, you know, return our appearance again one of these days, but we're gonna probably air it out and give it some time. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Comment other videos that you guys want to see from me. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss when I post a video. Follow me on all my social medias that are in the link tree in the description box below. Also, I'm going to go ahead and do my subscriber promos before we close off, and before I give you guys the last little disclaimers. Y'all already know. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into these promos now. The first one I want to go ahead and do is, the first one we have is one of my mentees. I'm gonna put her on the screen. Her Instagram is she's.mia with 3 A's. She is going to be making content very, very soon, and you will be able to reach all of her different platforms from her Instagram. So go ahead and go tap in. She already posts good content on Instagram as well, so definitely go ahead and tap in with her. Go give her a follow. Tell her Chesa sent you. The next one is a YouTube channel, and she's going to be doing story time, starting over after her toxic marriage, being a mom, vlogs with her daughter and her channel's name is Stephanie 2.0. I'm gonna pop up on the screen the banner with her name on it, so definitely go ahead and tap into her YouTube channel. You like my story times, you'll probably like her story times as well. Definitely go ahead and go support, subscribe, tell her Chesa sent you. The next one we have is also a YouTube channel. Her name is Aya Lena. I'm gonna spell it for you guys. It's AIYAHLENA. She does different type of content on YouTube. She does August diaries, vlogs, back to school shopping, teenage diaries, different things like that. So definitely go ahead and tap in with her content. Subscribe to her Chesa sent you. And then the next one is Instagram page Janaya Arian. I think that's how you say it. It's JANIYAARION. I'm gonna go ahead and put her Instagram on the screen as well. Definitely go ahead and follow her, tap in with her content, tell her Chesa sent you. That is it. As far as my disclaimers go, I will be doing much more content. I know I haven't been super consistent as much as I said that I would, but I'm going to be doing some more vlogs, even though you guys don't tap into the vlogs as much. And I'm going to be doing other content. I really do want to know other videos that you guys want to see from me. I say that every video, but you guys never tell me. Should I do another unpopular opinions video while I try foreign snacks? I did do that video a long time ago. Should I do another prank video where I can call girls and tell them I'm taking a man to get their reaction? I do tell them that it's a prank after. That's another video that I did. Or do you guys want completely new content? Would you guys like some cooking videos? Just tell me other content that you guys want to see from me. And definitely go ahead and follow me on my Instagram and everything else. I love you guys so much, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
ChesaTheBrat.